Welcome to today's video. So in today's video I'm going to cover one of my side endeavors or adventures, and that is going to be Fiverr. So I've been doing Fiverr now since the end of last year, and I'm going to go over some of the behind the scenes content, how I create some of the content, and things that I use when it comes to creating this content for other brands and companies, and some of the things I've learned along the way since I have started on Fiverr. Alright, so this is one of the t-shirts that this brand sent. We also have 5 more shirts here, 5 more shirts right there, and just getting the content that they asked for. So for this right here, they're asking for video and for photos. So luckily I have someone like Kiana that can help me get some of these videos and photos and do the movements that I need. Right now we are also about to do some photos for Venture, which is our brand, while we are out here for someone else's brand. Alright, so let me go over some of the camera gear to begin with that I use. Excuse me, we have a Sony a7 III that I use pretty much for Venture content and for Fiverr content. We'll also have this point and shoot. It's a Sony RX100 III, and we use this one obviously for like vlogging. It's easy point and shoot. I finally bought one of these just because it has the interchangeable lens, so you can do a little bit more with it. And I have bought one other lens, and this lens right here is the 18 to 105. That way you have some type of zoom with it. Very price affordable, and it's a little bit better than just always shooting with a 50. I do have a drone. I've only had to use it like I think 2 projects so far, and that's kind of all that I've been using. And also upgraded to a 13, that way that I can use this as obviously for content too, because not all projects require or are requested to use like high quality. Some of them want you to use a little bit lower quality, so it kind of gives whatever that project vision is trying to go for. So having a nice camera that gives you options of kind of lower quality and higher quality is probably the best. I wouldn't go out spending a lot of money on a camera just because it's honestly not worth it when you're just doing the small projects. So for us, we use it for multiple businesses, multiple purposes, for YouTube, for Fiverr, for our personal business, and for our personal Instagrams, and all in one it kind of makes sense. But if all I was doing was Fiverr, you could probably get away with just using your cell phone, as long as you had something that was newer quality and higher quality of a camera. Alright, so next is picking locations. So I picked some pretty locations that are like this. One, it gives contrast. It also gives a little bit of a depth of field, and it gives a little bit of a changing of your environment. And it's pretty neat because it has a local to this location, local to this island, and yeah, so nice little tunnel. But I would say picking locations is also another thing that you have to look into, not just taking them in your house, in your backyard, and in your car. Alright, so the next thing that we have learned working with Fiverr is you can write some things off, just like whenever you go out to eat, during your shoots, and once you have certain expenses. And we'll go over a little bit more of that back at the house, and I'll finish up to conclude the video when we're back at the house. Alright, welcome to the conclusion of this video. So you're probably wondering exactly the beginning. So I'm talking about Fiverr. Fiverr is a freelance website, so it allows you, if you go on there, to pretty much any skills, any freelance work that they have available for you to select from, of categories that you can choose. So depending on the type of work that you are good at doing, Some people have made this a full-time career. I just do this on the side as I can, as time allows, and I can pick and choose the gigs and the companies, brands that I want to support, want to help when it comes to creating content or whatever their project is requiring. So I would say that is one thing that is really good with Fiverr, is you can tell someone that requests work from me, you can tell them no. And you can also set your prices, because as you guys know, my full-time job is military, being in the Navy, and besides that, myself and Kiana, we run Venture. That is our brand, our company, and everything else kind of trickles down from that whenever I'm able to help out other brands, other companies. On Fiverr, you have a buyers and a sellers. So if you're a brand, if you're a company, if you're an individual looking for work to be done, graphic designs, photos, videography, creating templates, Microsoft, I mean, there's literally so many options, so many things that you can do on there. You can either be a buyer or you can be a seller. I've been thinking about doing it, and I finally pulled the trigger at putting a gig out there. The main thing whenever you're making your gig, so you have to think about your time, how much time that you're putting into it, or how much time that you have that you can put into these projects. That will also limit you on which selections or categories that you choose from. Sometimes these projects can be very simple, and just depends what your gigs are set up. So try to be very detailed as you can if you're creating your actual gigs. Like I said, you can create your own price, and if you want to increase the price for scripting, for editing, I mean, you can literally customize your pricing as you want per project or per gig that you are completing or that you are working with. So the way that it usually works, I will get an order which will let me know, hey, this person is interested in photos, videos, whatever it is. They'll usually say what kind of company that they have, what kind of brand that they have, what their product is, and what type of work that they're wanting to be created. And that is when you respond back with the message letting them know, that you can work with them, that you're interested in working with them. This is something that you're able to do. Typically, the products that they send or the ones that I have gotten have been t-shirts just like these here. I actually got 10 of these t-shirts, so different designs for these companies, and they want you to create videos, they want you to create pictures and things like that. Sometimes you get to keep these products, which is I would say which is like a perk, or it's one of those highlights depending on the brands that are contacting you. And other times you have to send the product back, or you send it to the next person that they are have to create content for them. You don't always get to keep the products. A lot of times I have gotten to be able to keep the products. Secondly, I went over some of my camera gear and also things I did not mention. Nice tripod. Go ahead, and if you are taking pictures and videos, or if you have a business, get a nice tripod, a nice metal, a nice aluminum one. Go ahead and spend the money. Like I said, you can deduct a lot of this stuff because you are a freelance. You're a freelance entrepreneur. So another thing that we just bought a few months ago is a gimbal. For obvious reasons, one of the projects that I had, I could have created what they wanted, the video wise, without the gimbal, but it seemed like it was a useful and simplified the whole project itself for me. And Best Buy is where we picked this up at, and still learning how to use it, but we can use it for multiple reasons. So we can use it for Fiverr, we can use it for Venture, we can use it for our personal videos that we are making as well. So this comes in handy, and it can be used for multiple streams of work that we create. So that goes over pretty much the basic of the equipment that I have. And overall, whenever it comes to expenses, most of these things can be written off as business expenses as long as you are doing them while you are working, or if it pertains to the project that you need. As I showed earlier, whenever we do a project, we usually go out to eat, or we usually grab a snack or grab something like that, and that can be written off because that is something that you are doing while you are working for that X amount of time. Because a lot of times these can take hours to create, or to drive around and get the locations depending on the actual customers and what they're asking you to do. So just keep that in mind, that whenever you are on Fiverr, or if you do plan on going to Fiverr, that you are an independent contractor, or you're an independent freelance worker, and a lot of the things that you purchase, a lot of the things that you are doing can possibly fall under write-offs for taxes wise. I think that is it. If you have any questions, it's kind of a basic laydown of Fiverr and one of my side gigs that I do, and it has created a nice stream of income. If you guys have any questions, want me to go in depth of anything else, want me to show you anything else that I've done on Fiverr, then go ahead and comment those down below. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next video.